Hey, Messy family.
This woman's only been married for 2 months, and one notification across her husband's screen changed everything.
Okay, so I'm going to do a part 1 before I go into the gym just because everyone keeps asking me. So basically, I posted the video. It was 4th of July. It was like 7:30, I think, like around there. He fell asleep after work and we were supposed to go see the fireworks. So he had just woken up and I was sitting on him, like on top of him. And, he was like slowly waking up or whatever. And then my dog, he gets super like excited, like it's more jealous and excited, like he wants to be with us as well. So he saw me on top of my husband and he wanted to come too. So he got on top of us as well, on top of my husband as well. And then I was like thinking of like that song from TikTok. So then I started doing it to him and then he started growling back. And this went on for like a minute or so. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to record. Like I need to like post on TikTok. Like I want to become TikTok famous. Okay. So like guys, help me please. So basically, my phone was on the nightstand and like, obviously like I'm literally sitting on top of him in my king size bed. Like I would have had to like crawl over to the nightstand and his phone was right next to him. So I'm his wife. Like I can use his phone. Right. So I grabbed his phone. I started recording. Like he didn't really act super weird. He was just like, like looking at me, but I didn't think anything of it, So I started recording him and you can see him in the video. He's like kind of like looking. And then I recorded it and I put the phone down because it was like not even a long video. You guys seen it. I put the phone down and I was like, wait, let me send it to myself. So then I go in and he was like, why? Like, what are you doing? And like starts getting like defensive. And I'm like, dude, relax. Like, I'm just going to send myself the video so I can post it on TikTok. So I go in and the share button, it was myself, I think his mom. And then the third person was some girl on Snapchat. I'm not going to air out her name just because for reasons she wanted to keep everything private. Everything that she was doing private. But basically a girl's name came up and I asked him like, who is this so-and-so? I'm going to say Jody. Who is Jody? Like, and it was like, like a white girl name. Like it wasn't any Hispanic girl. Like it was none of his cousins. Like there was no way. And it was on Snapchat. And I said, who's Jody? And he said, what are you talking about? And he like starts doing the thing that men do. He starts squinting his eyes, talking about like, I can't see, like, let me see. Snatches the phone from me. And I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm like, I've been cheated on in every single relationship. At this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, like he's cheating on me. Like, dude, like he got defensive. Like, why are you getting defensive if it was nothing, right? And he starts telling me nothing. And so like, of course, like I'm crazy. So I get in front of the door. I try to wrestle him for the phone, but he wouldn't give it back to me. So then I stand in front of the door and I was not letting him leave. And I was like, let me see the phone. If not, I'm going to divorce you. And he was like, well, you just might have to divorce me because I'm not going to show you. And I'm like, you're definitely guilty. Like if you're 100% guilty if you're not letting me look at your phone. So basically we didn't go to sleep till 4 a.m. that night. And this was like 7:30, 7:40, whatever time it was. We did not go to sleep till 4 a.m. because we were fighting the whole freaking night. I'm going to go into the gym and do back and biceps and then I'll be back with a part 2. But guys, let me know. Like I'm not going to post a part 2 if there's like nobody on here. Like let me know.
All of my social media people, we all know this. If you are sending people stuff on social media or in your contacts, whenever you go to share something, the people that you typically share things to the most are going to pop up in those bubbles automatically.
He knew exactly who that was.
Sometimes it takes the brain sometimes to process the lie.
He thought he was so slick. He said, no way, she's talking about the same girl I've been messing with.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do it because everyone's asking me. I did say 300 likes, but you guys keep begging and I'm at like 100. So I guess it's okay, right? So basically, that night we just kept arguing, kept telling him to give me your phone, let me see. He kept saying no. And I told him, I said, if you don't give me your phone, I'm going to divorce you. Like I literally just want to see. And no, lo mismo, like no. Okay, whatever. And then, so, like, I asked him, I said, well, what's going on? Like, I was literally crying. I'm like, dude, you're my husband. Like, what? Like, I just said the name. Oh, well. Like, I was like, dude, you're my husband. Like, you need to tell me what's going on. And he kept saying no. And then, sorry, I'm like in the gym parking lot. And, like, I just keep looking around because there's people. I'm like, oh, well. He just kept saying no, he wasn't going to show me. And I was like, well, just tell me what was going on. And he said, okay, look, I'm going to be honest with you. This is him being honest. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a girl who keeps making different Snapchat accounts to harass me out of all the people in the world, to harass my husband and to buy nudes from her. Like, I don't know if it was pictures, videos, what. And I was like, okay, but like it came up as like you messaged her, because whenever that comes up on recent, like it's not like people that message you, like all the guys in my DMs that I never respond to, they don't come up. Like it comes up whoever I message, like, you know what I mean? Like it's like, no. And I was just like, Diego's not adding up. You responded. And he was like, okay, well, yeah, she sent me a video and it was really gross. And like, I don't want to talk about it and I'm embarrassed to show you. And I just responded, wow, because I didn't know what to say. And I was like, you responded, wow. And he was like, yeah, that's all I said. I promise. And then like, I swear, and this and that. And I'm just like, okay, well, show me. He was like, no, I don't want to show you. He was embarrassed to show me. And I'm like, I'm a big girl. I can take it. Just let me see. He wouldn't let me see. Okay, whatever, right? So then, like finally, like the end of the night, he was like, okay, well, like, I'm not going to show you the messages, but I'll show you the girl. And I'm like, what good is that going to do? But then I was like, actually, you know what? Yeah, let me see. So he showed me the girl, and it was like, you know how like on Snapchat, you can have like your public like page, I guess you can say, like where people can see your photos. He showed me this girl. Of course, like I memorized the name. Because I'm like so quick to read. That's one thing about me. I will read something in like 2 seconds, like not even. And I like memorized like her pictures, and he showed me like an old picture because she was blonde at first and then she dyed her hair like black. So he showed me one of the pictures with her blonde hair and then showed me like the outside where it was like blonde and then black, like the most recent. And I was like, okay, well, like, let me see. He was like, no. And then he went to the messages, and since it's Snapchat, it was already deleted. It was already gone. So I was like, dude, what the heck? And mind you, I had just moved here, like literally not even 2 months in, and I had been looking for a job, and I kept praying to God because I had interviewed at 2 jobs. One of the jobs, like I really, really wanted. So I went to the second interview and I was just like, I didn't even want it. You know what I mean? And I went to one interview and they were like really nice. They started asking me like when I could start, if I had any vacation plans. So I was like, oh my gosh, I got the freaking job. And it was like a job I was like definitely not qualified for, but like they interviewed me, so clearly I had a shot, you know? So basically, I was like praying to God. I was like, God, am I not supposed to be here? Because like I get a job anywhere I apply, basically. Like any interview I've had, I get the freaking job. So I was like, God, like, am I not supposed to be here? I was like praying. I was like, dude, like, what the heck? And then this happened, and I was like, oh my gosh. And like the following week, like he just like begged me to like forgive him and stuff. Like he was like begging me, and like the whole weekend, like I was like mad at him. I wasn't really talking to him. But then eventually, like I hate being mad at him. You know what I mean? Like I don't like being mad at people in general. And like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, what if he is telling the truth? You know what I mean? Because like on Instagram, I get like those spam messages where people are like sending me like links to like stuff, and I'm just like, dude, like get a life. So anyway, that passed, and like I decided to just like forgive him. But I told my best friend Lucy, and she said like, okay, like yeah, like give him the benefit of the doubt. And in like 2 weeks, check his phone. Like just out of nowhere, while he's asleep, while he's doing something, check his phone. And I was like, okay, period. So it was staying in the back of my mind. Like I was still gonna like check his phone. Like, what? You're not gonna get away with this. And then Monday came around, and I was like, I didn't want to tell my family just in case I was wrong, just in case like yo estaba juzgando, you know, like just in case like he was actually right. You know, I was praying to God that he was right. But deep down, I knew that he was lying. And I went out with his mom. I took her to the pool with me. And like, I literally like cried to her, and I told her what happened. And she was like hugging me. She's like, I'm sorry, Andrea. Like nobody should go through this. I understand if you like want to leave my son, but like, of course, like you're going to break my heart, and as well as like my family's, because we love you. And I was like, yes, I understand. But like, I can't put up with a cheater. Like I'm not doing it. And especially 2 months into our marriage, not even like, dude, what? So then I told her about it later that evening after dinner, after they ate and after we ate. His parents came over, and they're like very Christian, and they talked to him. They had like a talk with both of us, of course, about marriage, but they were like, obviously like his mom knew what happened. She told her husband, but like we like agreed that we weren't going to tell him that I told her. So like basically she like begged him, like literally begged him, and was like in tears and was like, Diego, like I'm begging you as a mother, as a woman, like please, like value the woman that you have. Like this is your wife. You said you wanted to marry her. Once you marry her, there's nothing else. There's no other woman. Like there's nothing. And he sat there like, oh my gosh, yes, mom. Like I love her so much. Like, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, dude, like, and I'm sitting there like, this man is really like good at lying. Right. So that was Tuesday actually, because Monday I went running because I was like just so stressed out. That was Tuesday. So then, oh my gosh, my hair. So then what happened Wednesday? Was there anything Wednesday? Wednesday, we went to Walmart because there's like so much more to it than just him cheating. We went to Walmart, and mind you, like our wedding was June 28th, like by the church, because we got married May 23rd in the courthouse. So our wedding was June 28th, and that day that we got like all our gifts, there was like a bunch of money that they gave us like as gifts and stuff, you know, like give us $100 bills, whatever. And we split it in half. And even though he's working a full-time job and getting money every single week, and I'm not working, he decided that we need to split it in half to be fair. And I was like, whatever, it's my husband, right? So he gave me like 300 or 350 or something like that. And then he said he was going to pay me like 150 like Apple Pay. Never saw it. But he said he was going to send me the rest, right? And I just, as soon as he said that, I was like, I know he's lying. Like, he's not going to send me anything. So then we went to Walmart one day because we were laying in bed. It was like 9:30 or something. And like, I'm trying to lose weight, mind you, because I gained like literally 30 pounds since being with him. And he was like, I want some ice cream. And I said, no, like, I'm trying to lose weight. Like, I don't want to go get ice cream. He's like, come on, please. Like, I really just want some ice cream. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to get Skinny Cow ice cream. I think that's what it's called. Like the less calories and stuff like that. So we were going, like, getting dressed to go to Walmart. And then he says, bring your cash. And because I didn't have a bank account up there yet. And I was like, and I looked at him, I said, what do you mean bring my cash? He was like, yeah, we're going to use your cash. And I'm like, Diego, like, what? Like, dude, like, I have no money. Like, I literally, like, I quit my job months ago. And I was like, okay, like, whatever. So I brought the cash and I was like, kind of like upset, but I was like, whatever, you know, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to fight. We go to Walmart, like, como si nada. He ended up grabbing his wallet because he saw that I got upset. So whatever, we go to Walmart. Like, I'm like, I don't hold grudges like that. So we were just picking out our ice cream and stuff. We ended up grabbing like some extra stuff. And then we go to the self-checkout. And then like, he just stood there. So I was like, okay, well, clearly I'm going to pay, right? And, so I started like counting my cash and I'm trying to grab, because it was like $29 and some change. So I started grabbing and I had like 25, 26. Like, I was just like counting it, you know? And then he says, don't tell me you don't have enough. Do you have enough? And I said, yes, I just don't want to break my 100. And then he said, literally like with the biggest attitude out loud, he says, you only have $100 left from those $300. And I looked at him, I said, Diego, remember that I bought Melo's medicine because he has some Pericotril that he's supposed to take monthly. And it had been a while since he's taken it. So I bought him 2 doses, which was like $70. And then I got like bathing suits from Walmart whenever I went to the pool with his mom because mine literally ripped because I gained so much weight. So that was like another like $50. And I told him, I was like, Diego, like, remember that I was buying stuff. He literally, I kid you not, I don't know if you guys know Spanish or not, but he told me to my face out loud, cállate la pinche boca, which means shut your fucking mouth in English. And I just sat there and I was like, okay, like, I just grabbed my purse and I walked out. I let him pay because that's up to you now. So I walked out and it was crazy because I was walking to the truck and I had drove there. So I walked over to like the driver's side and wouldn't you know, his parents are leaving church. So they're stopping by Walmart to grab some things and they all see me that I'm like, pissed off because I'm like, dude, like, why would you talk to me like that? Like, over something so stupid. Like, mind you, in this economy, $300 to last me like 2 weeks or more, that's good. Like, that's really good. Like, I have not been shopping and like spending money on like stuff that I usually did. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, he really talked to me like that. So then we got home. We talked about it. I cried because I was like, dude, I don't know why you're treating me like this. Like, if you're stressed about money, I get it. Like, I'm trying to get a job. Like, I've been applying multiple places. It's not that easy to just get a job. Like, you don't apply somewhere and you get it the next day. And I was like, dude, I'm trying. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I literally apologized to him. Okay, I will do a part 3.
You think he ended up deleted those messages?
100%. Him just flashing out on her for no reason, it probably has to do with the other woman. If you're doing nothing wrong and someone's just lashing out on you, most likely it's because of something that someone else did to them.
That's a good take. His parents are really good parents though, because they trying to hold him accountable and tell him value your marriage, and you don't see that a lot in families. They typically take the side of the narcissist. That's my son. They try to get the person who's the victim to cope with it or get used to this type of person.
Okay, so now let's fast forward to Thursday. Thursday comes and I'm like, I'm really upset. I'm really heartbroken about like what even just happened, like literally since Friday to now. And it's been more stuff than that, but we're just not going to get into that at the moment. Like if you guys want more, I'll give you more. So basically Thursday comes and I'm like just trying to process everything. Like, you know, like obviously like knowing that he's cheating, but having no proof and him talking to me a certain way. It was just all very strange and just, it was out of nowhere, you know, like the cheating part, especially. And I was at home and I was cooking my mom's favorite, or my favorite meal that my mom makes, carne con papas, which is like bistec con papas, you know. And then I had some Mexican rice left over from the night before. And then, of course, some tortillas que iba a calentar, que me gustan las de harina. So I was making dinner and I get a call from the job that I was like very underqualified for. And they said, hey, Andrea, like, I'm sorry for the delay. Because, like, mind you, I interviewed, like, literally the Tuesday after my wedding, which I'm not sure exactly what day that was. But, like, we're all the way to, like, the 9th, like, July 9th now at this point. And that's like 2-3 weeks, right? And 2 weeks. I'm saying 3 weeks, 2 weeks, right? And basically she tells me, she's like, look, I can't tell you any information. Like, I can just tell you that HR is going to be emailing you or calling you tomorrow. So just look out for both. Like, just make sure that you're by your phone. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, thank you so much. And she was very nice. Like, so she didn't sound like she was like, oh, like, I'm sorry. Like, you're going to hear back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just know. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got the freaking job. Like, so I called him happy. Like, he's on his way home from work. I called him happy. Like, baby, I think I got the job. Like, oh my gosh. Like, they told me they were going to let me know tomorrow. And then he was very negative always. He was like, oh, well, like, don't get your hopes up. Like, because, like, she's just letting you know that they're going to tell you. And I'm just like, what? So whatever. So I'm making like my favorite meal and stuff. And I'm like happy at home. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, God, if this job is for me, like, give it to me, because I need something. Like, I need to help my husband out. Like, I feel bad having him pay everything. And like, I obviously, like, I want clothes. I'm a girl. I want clothes. I want cutesy stuff. And like, like, I was just praying about it. I was like, God, like, if this is for me, give it to me, because I'm stressed. And like, of course, like, I was just praying and stuff. And he gets home from work, and like, I would always be so excited to see him get home from work, because I could hear his truck, and we were on the second floor apartment. So I would hear his truck, and I would literally run to go and lock the door. I would see him drive by. I'd be so excited. Like, there was different days like that I would do different stuff. So sometimes like, cause we had like the inside stairwell. So I would like go down there and like hide somewhere to like scare him, because that's my love language, is like playing around, like, stuff like that. Like, not like calling you ugly and fucking fat and stuff like that. Excuse my language. But like, my love language is like scaring you, messing around, being goofy, like, just doing dumb stuff. And there had been a few times where he felt some type of way about me doing that. He thought that I was like sneaking around with one of the other neighbors or something. Como son juzgan, right? Because like, what? Like, there was like some white guy that lived above us, and he was like newer. Like, he had just moved there, like, I want to say maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago. And there was one day I was out there hiding, and then I heard the guy coming downstairs, and he was like directly above us. So I literally ran back inside, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, no. So then I guess my husband heard the door, and he was like, oh, were you with that guy? Like, who was that guy? And I'm like, he lives above us. Like, I don't know. He was like, oh yeah. And I'm like, what? Like, dude, I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to surprise you when you get home. So this day, I did also do the same thing. I ran all the way downstairs, and I hid behind a wall. And if you know me, like, I can't hold in my laughter. Like, I was literally about to like pee myself trying to hold in my laugh. And I scared him. I hugged him. I kissed him and everything. I told him, I said, I made carne con papas, because he was asking me what I made. And I told him it's a surprise. But of course, it's like my favorite meal. So he knew. I think he knew deep down. So then we go upstairs, and like, we're talking and stuff. And I was just like, baby, I think I got the job. And he's going through mail and everything. And like, our routine is like, as soon as he gets home from work, he takes a shower. So while he takes a shower, I'm like calentando el arroz, like heating up the tortillas. I'm getting everything ready for us to eat, And we were talking, and we were in the bathroom at this point. And he starts getting undressed before his shower. The water's literally running. And I was just like, okay, baby, like, while I let you shower, I'm going to go like, start heating up the food. So then I walk out, then I'm like, oh crap, like my phone's literally on like the counter, like by the sink in the bathroom. And so was his, but his was always there, So I go back in, and I'm grabbing my phone, and I look down, and I see a notification just had popped up on his phone, and it's Jody. It's the same girl, Jody, but this time instead of Snapchat, it's Instagram. So I'm like, so I grabbed the phone, and I said, what is this? Like, what is this? And then he says, what are you talking about? And I literally grabbed both phones, like they were like stacked up on each other, and I started running to the living room. This man chased after me, okay? He chased after me, snatched it from me. Like, I literally like flung, like, cause I grabbed my phone, I like pulled so hard, it like flung him to the ground. Like, mind you, fully naked, because he's my husband who was about to get in the shower. Fully naked, falls like literally onto his back, like so hard. Like, I know the neighbors downstairs, if they were home, they heard that. And he starts saying, like, being the victim. He's like, oh, my back. Like, what is wrong with you? Telling me that there's something wrong with me and that I'm crazy. Like, what is wrong with you? My back. What's going on? I don't know who's texting me. And I'm like, give me your phone. I don't care about your back hurting. I don't care about any of that. Give me your phone. And he's like, no, you're crazy. And this and that. It starts accusing me, right? So I'm just like, dude, like, this man, he thinks I'm dumb. He thinks I'm dumb. So then I grab my phone and I told him, I was like, call your mom right now. Call your mom. calls his mom, and I told her, I was like, mira, suegra, like, he did it again, like, the same girl is in his phone, and he won't give me the phone. Can you please just tell your son to unlock his phone? Because if he's not hiding anything, I will gladly apologize and leave this all behind. But I want to see the phone. And she was like, yeah, like, show her the phone. Show her the phone. Like, yeah, if you have nothing to hide, show her the phone. He's like, no, she's accusing me. She's crazy. She's fighting me for my phone. I'm all scratched up and all that. Like, and I'm like, dude, show me your phone. Mind you, Friday, whenever I first found the girl in his phone, I always jump over stuff. I'm sorry. I'm bad at telling stories. Like, you need to see me in person, okay? Mind you, Friday, whenever all this went down, I found the girl on Instagram. I found her on Facebook. I found her on Snapchat. And I messaged her on all 3 places. She only responded on Instagram. And like, I had asked her, like, hey, I found you on my husband's phone. Like, I want to know what's going on. She asked me for his name. She's like, no, my name doesn't sound familiar. Like, I don't see it in my stuff, because I think he had blocked her, but then he unblocked her, I think is what's happening. Or maybe she just didn't look hard enough and didn't find him. So she told me, she denied everything. And I told her, I was like, hey, like, well, he said that you were sending him videos and trying to sell nudes and stuff like that. Like, so I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. And she didn't deny it, but she just like ignored that I said that. And I was just like, okay, she's lying to me. So this is Thursday, of course, like not even a week later, like literally 6 days later. And I was like, dude, like, so I started texting her again. I said, hey, I just saw you on my husband's phone again. Like, can you please tell me what's going on? I blow up her phone. I call her once, no answer. I call her again. And then she's like, hello. And I'm like, hey, sorry to bother you. Cause I'm really nice about it. Cause it's not her fault. She didn't know he was married. Like, whatever, you know, girl, make your money. Everybody has their way, right? So I said, hey girl, like, I just saw you on my husband's phone again and he's denying it. He won't give me his phone. I just want to figure out what's going on. She said, dude, who is your husband? And I said, you know, so-and-so. And she's like, oh my gosh, yeah, he just texted me. I'm like, oh, and mind you, he's on the phone with his mom. She's on speaker. So she's listening. He's listening. And I'm listening because I have Jody on speaker. So she says, yeah, I'll read you the messages. I said, can you please just send them to me, like screenshots, because I want to have the proof. She's like, yeah, of course. And we're on the phone. She's like, I'm so sorry, girl. Like, you know, I lied before because, you know, this is not something I want to have public. Like, I don't want anybody to know, like my family members and stuff to know that I'm like selling stuff. But I do. She was like, but obviously, like, just the guys message me. She's like, I don't chase them down. I don't hunt them down. They come to me. And I was just like, girl, I know, like, you have 28,000 people on Snap that follow you. Like, I know you're not chasing anyone. They're all there for you. Like, I know how this works, you know? So she sends me the screenshots, and well enough, he literally texted her Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday night saying, you sell, baby. I literally have his memorized. Isn't that so sad? And she said, I do. And then he said, want to sell to me with the emoji, the purple emoji with the devil horns. Like, if that's, she's going to be like, oh my gosh, yes, let me take my clothes off. Gross. And then she said, sure. Like, she's not, dude, she doesn't even care about you. First of all, like, you can tell she just said, sure. Cause she's like, dude, okay. Like another idiot. Like, yeah. And then he says, perfect. What's your Apple Pay or something like that? Or he said, what's your Apple Pay? And then she sent her phone number. And if I post the pictures, I'll block everything out because I want to keep her discreet because it's not her fault. And she sent it to him. And then he said, perfect. Where will I receive the pictures and videos? Pics and vids. Like, bro, what? You want pictures and videos? Like, oh my gosh. And then she said, oh my gosh, the video's about to end. Oh, guys, please repost. Please comment long messages, like long comments. It gets like more interaction. Like, dude, I'm trying to get something out of this, okay? I'm trying to get, like, if my life is ruined and I have to start all over, like, girls, help a girl out. Be a girl's girl, because I would do the same for all of you, okay? Love you.
How they was arguing about that $300 and how he was saying like they can use her money, and he was like super frustrated. I wonder if the reason why is because he's been spending all his money on this girl's content.
He's trying to accuse her of messing around with the neighbor, and I think he's just being, what do you call it?
Projecting.
Yeah, projecting.
He tried to make it about his back and that she don't care about him because she's worrying about what's in his phone and not his physical health. That's a clear sign of narcissism and trying to turn the table on somebody. That's all he's doing.
Their whole relationship, the fact that every time they got to get into it, that she has to call the mother to basically, as if he's a child, and you have to tell the mom, can you get your son in order? What?
Would you rather them call the parent or get into an altercation and end up having to call the police? So I hate being in that situation, and why that marriage is probably lasting so long is because she can run to the mother and say, can you get your son? But in reality, most relationships, like, you can't run to my mom because I don't have a relationship with that. I can't run to your mom.
Yeah.
So in our reality, if stuff ain't working and we can't fix it out together, people will typically just separate. They're going to keep you around a toxic person longer than you possibly should be. At some point, you get more attached to the family than you do the person. What do y'all think?
Hey guys, part 4. So, I was at the point where Jody had responded back, after he said, like, where we send the pics and vids. Gross, gag. And she had sent 3 messages. So whenever I saw his phone, I saw that it was 3 messages, and I read the last one because, like I said, I read really fast. So it said Jody, and then it said, send me your username so I can add you back. So whenever I read the messages that she sent me, everything added up. And the first message that she had sent, like the last ones, it said, can you add my Snap? And then she sent the next one was her username, which I will block out in the photos that I post. And then the last message was that, send me your username so I can add you back. So then she sent me that, and then I was like, dude, so like, I literally told him, I said, dude, like, you cheated. Like, why are you sitting here lying? So then he starts saying like, oh, well, that's not even my account. Mind you, before she sent me all this, I keep skipping over because like I have brain fog about like what's going on because it was so crazy. Before she had sent me the messages, like before I called her, I told him, I said, please just show me the outside of your phone. Like, if you don't want to unlock it, that's fine. Just show me what she said to you. Like, show me what she said to you. And like, if I'm wrong, like, I'm sorry. Like, I'll drop it all. I'm sorry. You know, I should have trusted you. And he's like, okay. So he like expands it like on the outside to where you can see all 3 messages. And the username was something different. The username was like, it's his dream truck. Okay. That's how I knew it was him. It was 6.7 _ F350, the stupid truck that he wants so bad. And I was just like, what username is that? He was like, oh, it's nothing. And I was just like, dude, what? So whenever she sent me like the pictures of like the screenshots, it was that username. And I was like, I just saw that in your phone. He was like, no, it's not even in my account. Like, I don't know how this got here. What? So he was lying. He just kept lying. Even though I had all the proof, he just kept lying. And yeah, but nada, like, he just kept lying about it. And then I was like, okay, well, like, you know, like, I'm leaving you. Like, so it doesn't matter. And I ended up calling my sister, and I was literally like, at this point, I cried just because I was talking to her. I wasn't crying before because I was just like, another man cheated. What is new, right? And at this point, I started crying. I was like, Yesenia, like, do you work tomorrow? Like, can you tell Felipe, my brother, to come get me because Diego cheated. He's a piece of shit. And then she was like, wait, hold on. What's going on? Like, what is going on? And I told her, like, what he did. And she was like, oh my gosh, Andrea, I'm so sorry. Like, men are such pieces of crap and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah. Like, who's coming to get me? Who is, like, because I'm all the way in Indiana. I'm from Florida. The drive is like 17 and a half hours or more, depending on the traffic. And I'm like, okay, well, who's coming to get me? Because I have all this stuff in my apartment. Like this, like I need all of my stuff. I already sold my car. Like, what am I going to sell all my clothes and my stuff too? Like, I need someone to come get me. And I have my dog as well. And then he starts playing victim again. He literally calls my brother while I'm on the phone with my sister. He calls my brother. He's like, hey, Felipe, we're like stuttering like an idiot. Hey, I have to burp. Excuse me. That's so gross. It won't come out. He just texted me, how are you? So it wouldn't come out. That's so gross. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Just thinking about this. Ugh, that's cool. So basically, he called my brother and he starts stuttering and he's like, Felipe, bro, like, I don't know what's going on with your sister. Blaming me, gaslighting me, like he always does. I don't know what's up with your sister. Like, you know, like there was this girl that was texting me and like, you know, like I responded once, but that was it. And I didn't like, he was just like lying, like through his teeth over and over. And I'm just like, I'm watching him. And then I literally go up to the phone. I'm like, Felipe, he's a piece of shit. Please come and get me. Like, I'm leaving. I'm not staying here. I'm gonna divorce him. Like, I'm fucking done. And like, one thing about me is like, my family knows, they know that I don't play. Like, they know that I do not play. Like, I'm like the B of the family because I don't care. I don't play. So then my brother's just like, okay, like, well, Andrea, what's going on? Like, you know, like this was like after a while, like I had already called like a bunch of different people, but then I ended up calling my sister back, or she ended up calling me back because she was concerned, of course, because we both have guns in the apartment. So at this point, he's talking to my brother still, and they're just trying to like figure out what's going on. Like my brother's just like confused, right? Because I'm talking to my sister, I'm not talking to him. And my brother's like, okay, well, like Diego, like pass the phone to my sister. Like I want to talk to my sister. So he brings me the phone, and I'm just like, yeah. And like, I immediately unlock it, go to Instagram. He logged out. But like, you know, when you log out and you can still click the button, log in, and it'll still log you in. He was on that page. And I'm like, why are you trying to hide this? Like, I saw the screenshots, dude. I saw them on your phone and I saw them on her, like, what she sent me. I'm like, why are you still lying? Like, que te ganas con eso? So then I'm just like, okay, like, So I go through and I see it. He snatches it back. And I'm like, dude, I just saw that you have the messages there. Mind you, it's a whole different account I never knew anything about because that's not his Instagram. That's not his personal account. He had a whole separate Instagram account the whole time I knew him, probably before. I don't even know how long he's had this for. Maybe with his exes or whatever. I don't know. But he had 260 followers and he was following 105. And let me tell you, that was not the only message there. That was just the only one that I cared to look at in the moment. But there was like a list of DMs and I'm positive they were all girls. But guess what? Me in the moment, I just went straight to Jody to see. And I saw everything there. Everything that she had sent me, I saw there. And I was just like, dude, like, what? And he snatches the phone back. He gets mad. He starts gaslighting me, saying that I don't trust him and that I'm accusing him. And I'm like, dude, save it. Like, save it. I'm sick of this. Okay, guys, I'm really hungry. I need to go home. I'm still at the gym. I've been here since like 9, probably like 8:30. It's 11:12 right now. I'm starving. So I'm going to do this is part 4. I'm going to do part 5 whenever I get home, maybe. I do have to run some errands, but I will do a part 5 later. Just let me know if you guys want like more insight. If you guys want it in Spanish, I can do it in Spanish. I know Denise told me that she wants it in Spanish, and then one of her friends from Mexico, they want it also in Spanish. So también se habla español, también se puede hacer. So just let me know what you guys want, and I'll give you whatever you want.
I really don't get the measures that cheaters go through. And the fact that he knew I'm gonna log out of Instagram so none of the notifications pop up on my screen. He is a pro cheater.
It's like, why even waste time getting married if your mindset is still everywhere else? I believe most men lock down women just to keep them trapped. It was never to lock in with them. It was more to just lock her in. Most dudes can afford to do the marriage thing. Some who can't, they get them pregnant. So
that is so sad.
I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying this is what I noticed. Mm-hmm. Common behavior, just having people being around guys and knowing their type of characteristics.
Men, definitely, I could see he married her because she cooks. She probably does all the wifely things. And then you can see the only thing he wants from other women is something sexual.
Right. And he'll play it off. My thing is this. Do you feel like he's cheating even though he didn't physically do anything yet? Do you think they should get divorced based off of that? Or do you feel like it's something they can work on?
I feel like he's lusting for other women. His woman isn't enough. And this is in the real form. So you're lusting over something that you're on your phone when you have the real thing right in front of you. And then you're lying about it.
Right. I think it takes a stronger approach than watching corn and stuff like that. I say corn, but y'all know what I mean. But
now you're paying for it.
Then it's like, it went from that to trying to pursue. But what do you guys think so far? Do you feel like this is something you can work on? Let us know in the comment section below.
Okay. So I'm back. So basically where we left off was his fake account that he had. So we'll get into that later because at the moment I wasn't able to confirm anything. I searched it up on my phone because like I told you, I read really fast. I looked up the username. I couldn't find it. So I think he had blocked me at the time off of that account so that I couldn't find it. And of course, like when we first met, his Instagram, I don't even know why I tried to follow this guy with a freaking Instagram profile picture of a truck. It's not even his truck. It's his dream truck, mind you. It was like a Ford F-350, the one that he wants, the 6.7. And it was like a different picture, but this fake account didn't have his name attached anywhere, but it was the same truck, same color, but just a different photo of the truck. So I knew that was him. So anyway, going back to, where do we go back to? So after all this happened, he asked me, should my parents come over? And like his mom was on the phone. She's like, can I go? Like as soon as your dad gets home, we can go over and like talk about this and stuff. And I was like, yeah, so you can get your ass out of here. Excuse my language. Yeah, so they can take you out of here because I don't want you here. I want to pack my stuff because my brother's going to be on his way. My brother was like supposed to be on his way very soon at this point. And, he just kept saying no. So then his parents ended up coming and I had my sister on the phone the whole time. And I had stopped to put more ice and water in my wallet. So I put my phone down. Mind you, I had an Apple Watch that he broke. I had put my phone down to get more beverage in my drink because I had like no freaking voice from talking so much and screaming so much. So then, at that point, he kept asking me to hang up the phone with my sister. And I said, no, your parents are here. My sister wants to be here as well. Like, that's okay. And he kept hanging up on her. And he took my phone. So he kept hanging up on her. And then I kept answering off my watch. And he kept telling me, like, Andrea, hang up. And I was like, no, like, your family's here. My sister can be here on the phone. Like, it's okay. She's not doing anything to you. they kept saying that like we should talk and sit down and talk. And I looked at his parents. I said, honestly, there's nothing to talk about. I wanted you to come here so I can tell you what he did. I have the proof. I showed them the messages. I showed them the screenshots. I said, I just want you to take him with you. Like, take him back to your house until I leave. Like, my brother's on his way. He'll be here like midday tomorrow. Like, just leave. Take him with you so that I can be in peace and pack. And they kept trying to get me to talk. And I was like, look, no, like, I gave him a chance. I told his mom, I told you what he did since Tuesday. And you told me that it wasn't right. And I told you to your face that I usually don't give another chance. And because he's my husband, I gave him another chance. And I told you one more chance was all he was going to get. And he ruined it within like 6 days. So at this point, he's like really mad. He's really angry. And he kept taking my phone, and I had my watch on me. He kept taking my phone. He wouldn't give it back. I kept following him around the whole house. Give me my phone. Give me my phone. I wasn't touching him. He wasn't touching me. But I would stand in his way, and I was like, give me the phone. Give me the phone. Give me the phone. He would try to get his way around me. Cars keep driving by. So whatever, I wasn't able to get it. And his mom kept begging him for it, give her the phone. And then my sister got to the point where she was on my watch. And she was like, if you keep hanging up the phone, and if you don't get my sister her phone back, I'm going to call the police. Like, I'm going to call the police on you. And he kept getting mad and And then he was like, oh, well, I guess his mom was on the phone with his sister and was like, oh, well, your sister's going to call anyway. Your sister's going to call the police. And I was just like, okay, yeah, like, tell her to call him. I don't care. I'm not scared of anything. I can go to jail tonight. So basically at this point, like, it was just like a lot of like back and forth. His mom kept begging him to give the phone back. She literally got on her knees, like screaming, crying, asking him to just give me my phone back. She tried to give me her phone. I said, I don't want your phone. I want my phone. Mind you, this is a whole other context. Whenever him and I were dating and I was here in Florida, there was like this, I'm going to say miscommunication, but really it was his mom. His mom called me one day, basically like accused me of not loving her son or like wanting money from her son, seeing how codo he is. So basically, like, I like nunca le falté el respeto, right? I never disrespected her. I just listened to her and I just said, sí, yo la entiendo, yo la entiendo, yo la entiendo. My mom was next to me the whole time during the whole conversation with her. It was like a full like 20, 30 minutes of her just like going off on me, crying and everything. And I was like, what is going on? I told him about it. I told him that I was upset. I was like, look, she called me because as soon as she called me, she said, hay que hablar sin hipocresía. And to me, that's like, you're calling me a hypocrite. And why are you calling me a hypocrite? For what? Like, what did I do? You know? So basically during this time, she was upset that I went and told him what happened. And she told him that she wasn't going to support the marriage, or not support the marriage, but she wasn't going to help with the wedding. She wasn't going to like, she just basically told him like, don't ask me for nothing. I'm not going to be here for you. So he got mad and he asked her for the phone back that he bought her because he had like his whole family on like his phone plan. And he told his mom, give me your phone back because I bought you that. So I heard this, and what did I expect? I still married him. I heard all of this. Like, if you treat your mother like that, imagine how you're going to treat me. And I didn't even think about it. Why is there a dog going up to the gate? So that was like a real eye opener, but I didn't like think about it in the moment. Like, I was like in love. I was blinded, whatever, right? So all this is going on and I'm like, no, I don't want your phone. I want my phone. And she was just begging like, Andrea, please and please and please. I went and I stood by the door and I said, you're not leaving until you give me my phone. And he kept coming up to me and I kept telling him, don't touch me or I'm going to hit you. He kept going up to me. I would push him away, not like hard. I would just push him back. His mom kept saying like, stop. Yeah, dejen eso. Like, stop doing that. Like screaming. And then she ended up getting in between us. Like, I get it. She wanted to separate us. She screamed in my face. When I say like this close, like she was like in my face screaming at me. And everybody knows I'm not the one. And I never disrespected her. I looked at her and I said, back up. Like, why are you so close to me? But like in Spanish, I was like, muévese, quítese de aquí porque yo no le estoy haciendo nada. And she was just like screaming at me. And then my sister was on the phone. I don't want to say exactly what she said because my sister never cusses. But my sister cussed her out. She basically just told her like, shut up, like nosy vieja, I'm going to say, for better words. So, le dijo así, and Diego heard. So that's what like set him off. He was like to the left of me. He like ran and like pulled me, like grabbed me in this weird way because he heard my sister cuss out his mom. And I had already yelled at his mom to her face because she was in my face. And he literally did all that. And then like, I was like, what the heck? So, and I told him the whole time, like, don't touch me or I'm gonna hit you. Because I don't care. Hitting a man is nothing to me. Hitting a man is nothing to me. Like, if I told you don't touch me, I'm gonna hit you. From experience, I'll do it. Okay? Because I've done it before. And so like, it was like a weird way. I wish I had someone here to demonstrate. Basically, he was doing all that, trying to move me, and like he had his head down because like whenever he ran up to me, he did it like this so that I wouldn't hit him because he knew I was about to hit him. So I grabbed like the back of his like shirt and I pulled him and I started like punching him in the back. And then like for like somehow he managed to like escape through the front door and I was still holding on to him, like trying to hit him, and his mom was like all in it. And I was like, we were like pushing her. I don't even know what was going on. And he grabbed my watch. Like he hurt me so hard. Like I literally have a cyst right here. Like I don't know if you can see that. It's not normal. I have a cyst from where he grabbed me. This was all bruised. You can kind of see, but it was very bruised, very swollen. I have videos of it. And he grabbed my Apple Watch that I paid for. He didn't pay for it. I paid for that Apple Watch. It was used, but still, it was my Apple Watch. Since my sister was on the phone, he literally started stomping on it, like in the hallway of the apartment, and then like grabbed it because he couldn't stomp it there, and grabbed it, and he like ran downstairs, and I chased him, but like I was like barefoot. I was just tired, and then I had like a tube top on, like no bra, so like these things were about to come out. So I chased him like as fast as I could, but of course like he runs faster. Like skinny men always run fast. I don't know why. Hate them. And he ran out through the back door, and like through the back door, like I didn't have my phone and I didn't have my keys. So like to get into the building, you have to have like either a key fob on your like keys, obviously, or like your phone, but I had neither. So he knew what he did. So I couldn't get back in. So I couldn't get out. And I was just like, okay, está bien. I go back upstairs. His mom, after she realized that I was not the one, she hugged me, and like, a pesar de todo, like, I was just like, whatever, right? I hugged her back, and she was like crying. She was like, Andrea, please, like, if I never see you again, just know that I loved you like a daughter. I'm sorry for everything that my son has put you through, and just like crying to me and stuff. And I was just like, okay, I'm like, are you done yet? Because I want to keep fighting. Let me make another video.
Poor moms, man. I feel like this is why I feel like you can't be in your kids' problems. Because at the end of the day, he's not a kid anymore. It's a grown man. You're stressing yourself out, putting yourself in his marriage. You can still keep a relationship with the girl and your son can be happily divorced. But I understand where she's coming from in a sense, because a lot of grandparents just want that family culture and they want that for them kids. Especially if his mom and dad is married, she would want that for her sons.
I see why she kept calling her mom every time they got into it. Because like she said, before the wedding, the mom was all distraught about it and was saying, you're just using my son.
Right,
so she was trying to get ahead of it. Because why would she think that she was using her son unless the son told her something? When all this drama was unfolding, the son probably always calls the mom. So she was just trying to get ahead of it. And then with them always trying to hang up with the sister on the phone, they wanted to talk to the wife by themselves because they know they could convince her to stay. But she was already so set in stone, and with her sister being there too, it made her stand even stronger. Because I know if they all were there and it was just her, the husband, and his family, she would have just stayed.
Manipulation for sure. He got a lot of maturing to do.
This was only 2 months in. So I honestly, don't take it the wrong way, but I feel like the mom was just putting on an act. 2 months ago, you just didn't even want them getting married. Now you're on the floor crying. But then when the few hours later, now you're screaming in her face. This just ain't adding up. This is all a front, I feel like.
Mom's in on it.
This is all a front. She's secretly happy, I feel like. I feel like we're going to get to the point where the mom exposes herself.
What are your thoughts?
Okay, I gotta wrap this up because Lucy just texted me and say that she's about to play Fortnite, and like, I love her with all my heart. So we gotta wrap this up. I might just have to make some videos later tonight, but we'll be okay. So basically, I hate how this does this. So basically, after that happened, he at this point ran outside. His dad had left like before we even like got like physical or anything like that. His dad had went outside and went and sat in his vehicle and was like in the parking lot still. I could see him because we're on the second floor, remember. So at this point, it was just his mom inside and myself. And I was like, without a phone, without my watch, like I had nothing. And my sister had already called the police. My sister and my brother did. I think my sister did off of her boyfriend's phone. So police was on the way. I already knew. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So then at this point, I go out to the balcony, like the little patio outside balcony area. I went out there and he was out there. I guess he was like running. And there was my neighbor that lives like directly downstairs, which I made a new friend. Love her. Gonna text her to update her. I forgot her name. Super sweet girl though. And I guess like she had said something to him and I was like, hello, do you know my husband? Like, what's going on, right? And I went and I was like crying because like he just took my phone, he just took my watch, like he broke it. Like I was like, dude, like let me keep fighting you at least. Like, geez. And I was like, hey girl, like he took my phone, he broke my watch. And at first she was like, I'm not in this. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not in this. And then I was like, I know, but my family's coming from Florida. I have no phone. Like I have no watch. I don't know what's going on. I called the police and she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, oh shit. She was like, well, I have wine. Like you can use my phone. You can come downstairs and I can use my phone. And I was like, no, I just literally like, just in case if anything happens, just know that this just happened, you know? Like, and she was like, I'm sorry, girl. Like men are trash. And like, he's down there listening to everything, just like literally over there with his stretched out shirt because I was stretched out the neck. And then so finally the police arrive and I'm like, thank God. So I go down there and they have him outside in the parking lot. And then they pulled me to the side, like around like the corner where he had ran out to bash the cell phone. Sorry, I have contacts. So they're drying up and like it itches my eyes. It's because I have the freaking AC on. Florida heat is no joke. So anyway, there was 2 male police officers, like probably like in their like late 20s or like early 30s, right? And so they were like obviously asking my side of the story. And I told them the side of the story. One of them had a ring on and he was like, just so you know, like all men are not like this. And I was like, yeah, bullshit. But I was just like, yeah, you know, I know I just chose the wrong one or whatever. And, you know, like I told them about the watch thing. They're like, well, unfortunately, since you guys are married, I can't do anything about that. And since you guys are both on the lease, I can't make either of you leave. Like he was like, we told them that it's best that he not come back, but we can't stop him because he's paying the rent. You know, he lives there. He's on the lease. You're on the lease. We can't make either of you leave. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, can I just get my phone back? He was like, yeah, we will for sure get that back. No matter what, like you're still his wife. That's your phone. Okay. Está bien. So I get it back. And then, you know, they talked to me and they asked me, they're like, do you want to press charges? Like, was it physical? And me over here, I was like, no, like, I don't want to press charges. I was like, it was just a little like fighting for a phone, fighting for a watch. It wasn't anything like that. Like, I'm not going to press charges on him because I'm a good person. So then, whatever, I get my phone, I go back upstairs and like, I think at that time, like they're called Lucy. I don't know exactly who I called it. If it was like Lucy, my sister, or Julie, I don't know at this point. And then, mind you, during this like whole time that like I was like finding stuff out, like before his parents got there, I kept like FaceTiming like my friends and stuff, like talking about it, like literally not even crying. I was just like, yeah, like all men are like this, right? And that's what would make him mostly mad because he was like, what? Like this girl's broken. Like, yeah. Like honestly, I've like gone like mostly numb since 2022. Okay. I've gone like almost completely numb. So like, yes, I was in love. Yes, I loved him, but it's men. Like it's bound to happen. Like, unfortunately. Anyway, so at this point I'm back in my apartment and then I'm like, okay, like everything's all settled. I seen him go walking like in the apartment place and I was just like, okay, so like Melo had to go pee real bad, right? Usually I walk him around like 4 to like 6 p.m. just depending on, you know, what's going on. And I hadn't walked him. So I was like, okay, once I see him leave in his truck, I'm going to take Melo outside. So the time came that I seen him leave and I'm like, okay, like maybe like after 2-3 minutes passed, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go walk Melo because he has to use the restroom and he never uses the restroom inside. So I'm out there and I'm walking him and then the girl's out there. My neighbor, I keep forgetting her name. Sorry. If you see this, I'm so sorry. I'm just horrible with names right now. And she's walking her dogs because she has 2 dogs, cutest dogs ever, love them. And she comes up to me, she's like, hey girl, like I just want to say like I'm sorry, like I didn't want to come off rude, like I just really didn't want to like be involved, like just in case, like, you know, like she's like, but you're a girl and like I also, you know, she also had a past that it was the opposite, like literally other way around. She met a guy from Florida. She's from Indiana. She met a guy from Florida. She did the same thing. He's an older guy, like 10 years older. Almost been there, almost done that, but almost like that was like 10 years older than her, and she had the same thing and then found out that he was doing stuff and she came back and I'm like, so you know what I'm going through? She's like, yes. So like that's why whenever you said that I like literally wanted to hug you. So anyway, I start talking to her. We're out there and I'm walking my dog. And then at this point, I think I ended up calling Lucy and I feel so bad because she was like literally like on like vacation. She was like at the beach and stuff with her friends and her husband. And I called her to tell her. And then I freaking seen his truck come back. So like I literally grabbed like, and it was like his truck and then his sister's like car behind him. And I was like, girl, Nobody's gonna, I mean, I probably will beat him up, but nobody's gonna do that right now. I don't care about that. I just wanted my phone back. So then I literally grabbed Melo, like if like someone was chasing us, and like I ran upstairs because I was like, there's no way he's gonna try to lock me out of the apartment. So I run upstairs and I go in the bedroom. He comes up and he starts like grabbing his clothes and stuff and like starts like packing. I'm just like, and I told him, I said, why are you here? Can you just come back tomorrow? Like, I'm literally leaving tomorrow. Like, just let me be alone. And he was like, no, like we need to talk about this and da. And it started getting later in the evening, towards like nighttime, of course. And he got desperate. He sat on the floor. He ended up getting desperate that he ended up calling like his family members and his friends and stuff. He had called his one of his tias, really close tia. It's his dad's sister. And she lives like maybe about like 30 minutes away from where we were living. And I loved her. I really did. He ended up calling her and told her, like, oh, like, tia, like, I have bad news. Like, you know, like, Andrea and I are gonna get separated. We're gonna have a divorce because, you know, like, some things happen. And she was like, oh my gosh, like, how? Like, you guys just got married 2 weeks ago. Yeah, my point exactly. And he was like, oh, and he lied. Like, when I tell you this lie, I was like boiling on the inside. He literally was like, oh, well, you know, like, I married Andrea because I love her, but her, like, unfortunately, all she wanted was sex. Hello? I was like listening and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I didn't say a word. And of course, like, we have like the pastores at our church that he grew up in. Like, he grew up going to this church and they know him like the back of their hand. He ended up calling Manayoli, the pastora, and was like telling her the same thing, but didn't get to the point where I got married just for sex, which I don't know how that even came about his brain. And he starts telling her, and like, since I know her better, like, that's obviously not his family, but like, it's kind of like his family. I went up and I was like, mira, Manayoli. And I told her everything. I was like, look, what's your phone number? What's a phone number that I can send these pictures to? Because I'm going to show you all the proof. I was like, I don't know if you know English, but I know your husband does, el pastor. He speaks English sometimes whenever he's, you know, like in la iglesia or whatever. So I was like, what is your phone number? I'm going to send you these messages because I'm telling you, I have the proof. I'm not going crazy. At this point, he kept lying about what he did. So she tells me the phone number. I sent it to him. And then she was just like, okay, Diego, well, like, you know, like, take care. Like, mañana hablamos. Like, cálmense. Like, try not to fight. And then she was telling me, she's like, are you not going to, like, forgive him, give him another chance? I was like, girl, no. Like, I basically already did. Like, literally 4th of July, I gave him another chance, basically. Like, what? And so after that, he ended up calling one of his best friends. I don't want to say the name because, like, this gets really like, deep. He ended up calling one of his best friends that went through some marital problems as well. And it was like, there was like an infidelity. His wife cheated. I'm not going to get into it because it's none of my business. They told me de confianza and I respect that. So he ended up calling him and then the guy was like, oh, like, he's like very Christian as well. He was like, oh, can I come over to talk to you guys? And then of course my husband asked me, like, is it okay if he comes over? I said, yes, but only if his wife comes too. And then he said, okay, so, all right, we'll be over there shortly. All right. So during this time, I was like not talking to him. I was just minding my business, like on the bed. At this point, like I was like a little bit crying, like I was a little bit sad, but mostly my wrist was hurting. Let me make another video. The sun is going to kill me right now.
Crazy how they will lie about a situation and tell everyone else to lie so that when you finally tell your truth, it's like, that's not what we heard. They do this because when they lie to everyone else around it, it's like, no, you're not the bad guy. Let's all be mad at her. This is not your fault. Because when they look at it, they're like, why'd you guys split? He got cheated on by his wife. So imagine if he knows that your marriage is ending because you cheated. Why are you calling me? I went through the same thing and you're putting this pain on somebody else knowing I just went through that. Of course you're going to lie.
What they say, misery loves company. You just want pity. You want people to feel bad for him. It's because she wasn't doing this and because she only wanted me to do this. If all she wanted was sex, he says, then, well, why are you out giving it to everybody? Why are you out trying to give it to everybody else? Why not just give it to her? You make yourself look foolish because you could at least say, well, she wasn't giving me none. That's why I'm out here doing this. But you saying, oh, all she wanted was this.
He's trying to flip the script because that's what he wanted. So he's like, I'm going to just say it was her.
Right. Begging me to support her content. And when she sent me something, all I said was, wow. I thought that was so hilarious, but I tried to...
When in actuality, he's the one begging for the content.
Right. And then it's like, you said, wow, wow, hard eyes, wow, not wow. He tried to say it was more like, wow. Why would you send that?
But it's different when you're viewing it and it's not you. So it's like, oh, he'd never do that to me. But in actuality, when people have morals, just look at it from that standpoint. If they're willing to take something after giving it.
That's a controlling thing. But
the lying is crazy though.
No, for real. If you're still here, let us know. Are you still following us, Messy Fam? Are you still in this story? Because this is crazy. What are y'all thoughts on this? Let us know in the comment section. Let's move on to the next part.
Okay, so I played some Fortnite with Lucy for like about an hour or so. We won twice, maybe 3 times. Maybe I'm lying, maybe twice. I don't exactly remember. So we were at the part where he had asked me if his best friend, I'm going to give a fake name, Chris, and best friend, Sarah, his wife, can come over. I actually did record a whole 10 minutes and then I accidentally said the real name, and I want to keep this confidential for them, for their sake, because that's their business as well. And I don't want them to be, they were nothing but nice and I love them. So basically, before I told him that they can come over, he kept trying to talk to me and I didn't want to talk. I was laying on the bed and I was telling him to shut up. I don't want to talk. And he told me that if I didn't talk to him or talk to his best friend coming over and wife, that he was going to call the police and make sure I get arrested for scratching him, because he had scratches and like he was bleeding a little bit. But like, dude, my nails are long. Like, you see this? Like, anybody's getting scratched. My nails are strong too. Like, I do my gel nails at home. I'm actually going to do them tonight. It's already 7:45, so we'll see. I was supposed to do them tonight. So basically, he started saying that because his friend that is a police officer obviously talked to him during the whole thing. Whenever I was pulled inside talking to the other two, I guess his friend from high school was outside talking to him, and he saw the scratches. So he said, "You can press charges. Like, she can be arrested tonight." Crazy. And he was like blackmailing me, basically saying that if I didn't talk to him to try to work things out, he was going to call the police. And of course, like, you know, I called my brother and I told him, I said, look, this is what he's saying now. And like, I had already recorded before I called my brother. And my brother like started like cussing him out. He was like, you're going to go to jail for blackmailing her too. Like, you're sitting here trying to basically hold her against her will. Like, why don't you just leave the apartment? Like you're doing too much. Like, just leave my sister alone. He was like, but that's okay. He was like, because I will bail her out as soon as I get there, which wasn't until like noon. So I was in jail all night. But I was like, yeah, well, you'll also go to jail because look at my wrist. Like, you think that my wrist is okay? Like, at this time, like, it was like swollen. I couldn't even use it. And I've already had wrist problems in the past. Like, whenever I was like super skinny and athletic, I guess you could say, I used to do push-ups and it would hurt my wrists. Like, and I would try everything like to like position them correctly and like my wrists would hurt. Like, so like at this point, like my wrist was like hurting. It was throbbing, like it was swollen. I was like icing it the whole time. So anyway, so yes, that's why I agreed for his best friend and his wife to come over, and they're nice to me, so I wasn't like scared or anything like that. So they get there and they're very Christian, very nice people. They prayed before anything. They prayed over us, and then they asked me like, what's going on? Like, what's the story? Like, we heard a little bit from him, but we want to hear your side. And I told them, and he kept bringing up this thing that's so stupid, which obviously I'm human, so I'm going to admit that I was wrong in this. But as girls, as all the girls are here, hear me out. So I had just gotten out of a relationship with my ex that I was with for about 6 months. We were friends before we started dating or anything like that. So like, we have a lot of history together, like in the past like year or two. And we were like in the same friend group. That's how I met him, through his cousin. So literally the moment that my now husband, about to be ex-husband, messaged me, it was like literally a week since we broken up. And I told him like, hey, like, you know, like, you seem nice and everything, but I just got out of a relationship. So like, we need to take this slow because I just got out of a relationship. Like, we cannot. And he like basically didn't listen. So obviously I was not cheating on my boyfriend. Like, as soon as I even met him in person, I was like, I mean, even before I met him in person, I had blocked my ex on everything. But from that moment, I was like, okay, like, there's no other man exists. Like, this man is perfect. I met him in person and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in love. So basically, there had been several times where he went like snooping through my phone and found like pictures of him, but it wasn't like him and I like posted up, like all happy. It was like group pictures of us like at parties and stuff like that, or like random videos that like didn't even like show him on the outside, but like once you watched the video, it had him in it, stuff like that. So I do admit that that was wrong. And like, I understand if that hurt him, but like, I made it known, like I reassured him, like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, trust me when I say that, because dude, like, what? Like, if I wanted to be with him, I would be with him. Like, do you not see me? So anyway, he kept bringing that up to his friend Chris and kept saying like, well, I feel like she still loves him and this and that. And then his wife stepped in. Sarah stepped in and was like, look, I'm going to stop you right now because you can't compare these two things. And even his friend Chris agreed, you can't compare these two things because like this thing that you're talking about that she did, that she hurt you is like this big. And what you did is like, if you even did it, because at this point, they didn't know if you actually did it. They just were listening to me. And of course, Sarah was like, look, like I've been with Chris for 6 years now. And literally just last week, I was scrolling through my phone and he was laying next to me. And we accidentally came across a picture of a guy that I used to mess around with. And it was like, she was like, and I have scanned my phone up and down, like day and night. Like she's like, I have went through my phone like probably 12 times. And sometimes I still manage to find a picture here and there. And I'm just like, what? Like I thought I deleted them all. So mind you, when this man went through my phone and found the pictures, they weren't recently deleted. So like, yes, I should have went in there and deleted them too. But like, dude, you saw the attempt of me trying to delete everything. Like, it's not like I have a whole separate folder, like marked love of my life. Like, it's not like that. So I was like, okay, like I understood that he was hurt because I would have been upset too. But mind you, men have like 200 pictures or something on their phone, not 46,000. I had 46,000 before I went through. And then after I went through and wiped, I had 30,000. So like I tried, but of course I'm not perfect. So I did apologize for that. But I was like, dude, that is not an excuse to cheat on me. That's not like, if that's what you're trying to do, it's not working because that's not a good excuse. There's no excuse for cheating. I'm like trying to move my bangs. I'm sorry, guys. I probably look like I'm freaking on crack. I probably should not. I just have my water with me. So then, they start talking and I showed Chris the screenshots that the girl sent me, the times added up of like when he sent what and when she sent what and when he got home from work and when I called his mom, like everything was adding up. Like the time frames were adding up because we called his mom, of course. So then he was like, okay, look, like, you know, obviously like, I don't know you, Andrea. This was my third time meeting him and his wife, or actually meeting him, my first time meeting his, second time meeting his wife. So he was like, I don't know Andrea. Obviously I know you, but from what she's saying and from what she's showing me, I don't think she's lying. I think that it looks a lot like you did this. And he kept saying no. Let me pause this. I gotta sneeze. Bless me. I had to sneeze so bad. So he kept denying it. And, I got like exhausted because at this point it was like 12:30 almost in the morning. And I went and sat on the couch and, his wife, she was the one who was like unfaithful in their marriage, like about 2 years in, I want to say, and he forgave her and whatever. So basically his wife was like, look, like I was in your shoes and what I was doing was not denying everything or denying anything. I wasn't trying to make excuses. I wasn't trying to bring up her stuff and gaslight her. I wasn't doing any of it. Like I was literally sitting here begging him, reassuring him that I love him, that it was nothing more than just some dumb mistake. Like, and she asked me, she was like, okay, I know you said that there's nothing that he can do to make this work. Like you're done and your brother's on his way for you. But what is something that you want from him right now more than anything? I said, I just want him to be honest. I just want him to confess to it because he's acting like I'm crazy. He's calling me crazy. He's doing all this stuff, telling his parents that I'm lying, that I'm making stuff up. And I just want him to admit it. Someone texted me on Instagram. Who is that? Give me a second. Oh, period. Some girl, actually, her name is Sarah. She's not the one from the story. Texted me on Instagram saying that she just saw all my TikToks and that I'm a baddie. Period. Okay. So anyway, where was I? So finally he starts like bawling his eyes out and he admits to it. He's like, yes, like you're right about the fake Instagram and everything. Because at this point we had chopped everything down, right? So I told his best friend, Chris, I was like, look, Chris, he's your best friend, right? Yes. Okay. So you know what his dream truck is, right? 6.7 F350. He said, yes. And I said, okay, do you remember his Instagram profile picture before like any of this? The truck. It was like those like nice, like gray colors, not like it's like the cute, fresh, I don't know what they're called. Like, I forgot what the Honda color is, but it's like that like nice, cool, gray, bluish truck. That was his profile picture on his personal. This other separate account that he's not owning up to has the same truck, but and same color, but different picture. You're going to sit here and tell me that that's not him. And he was like, sounds like him. I gotta make a part. I forgot what number I'm on. 8? 9? I don't know.
Diego gonna ride that lie out till the wheels fall off, man.
Oh, I just don't get it when they have all the proof in the world and they still manage to lie. You can lay everything out from beginning to end and they will still be denying it.
Man, if this wasn't a marriage, I would definitely be like, I feel like she's more just wanting that closure, and he's finally just like, oh, I did it. Like, if you're gonna make a fake profile, at least make it something complete. Don't make it your favorite dream car. You might as well just put yourself in the damn picture. Say, hey, I'm cheating.
He didn't even know she would find it though, because he blocked her on the fake account.
Listen,
don't cheat.
don't
and if you not ready to settle down, don't get married. Nobody forced you to get married.
Nobody, other than expectations for himself.
When you say your vows, what do they say?
To death do us part, yeah.
And then
through
through
sickness and health.
So you're already vowing at that moment, I'm going to be with you through sickness,
right.
through whatever. So
I feel like people don't really understand the vows they take.
They're not.
It's like your Miranda rights. We read you your Miranda rights, and here you are still talking. We know that we have rights. We know that these are the commitments to being married, but it's some odd reason it ain't like in stone. It's just like, but this is how I feel today, but tomorrow I might not feel like through sickness and health. Not saying it's right.
People have made divorce just like, oh, you could just get divorced tomorrow.
They made divorce a breakup, like a relationship.
Yeah, if I don't want to be with you.
I get it, but you got to understand this, right? We both signed this contract through thickness and health and sick and poor. We both said that. So this moment right now is a sickness. He's going through a porn addiction. You know what I'm saying? So if we going by those set in stone laws, then technically this is her time to hold him down and make him into a better person. You're supposed to try to get through that with him, not running social media, not running somebody's mama, not do all this other stuff. You're supposed to be locked in with your husband and trying to make that work. Now, we can sit here and say he's a cheater, we can judge him, but since y'all married, we shouldn't even know what's going on in that marriage.
I was gonna say, that's why the friend that was talking to them, they were like, we dealt with cheating in our relationship, but we decided to stick through it and get past it. And that's why she asked her, well, what do you want from this in the moment? She's just like, I want him to be honest. You can't move forward if someone's not willing to admit their mistakes.
Okay, part 8. So basically, after like his friend was like telling him like, look, it really looks like you did it. Like, best thing to do is just own up to it. He owned up to it, crying, whatever. So they finally were like, okay, well, this girl's not letting up. Like, she's definitely leaving him. So they said goodnight. They said they'll be praying for us. They hugged me. Like, his wife hugged me and told me I'm so strong and she loves me, even though she doesn't know me. She loves me so much and everything. And then they left. And I was like, okay. So I went into their bedroom, laid down. He comes in, he sits on the floor. And he just like kept crying and like saying he's sorry and that he wants to work this out and tell my brother to not come for me. And then he starts, he asked if he can get on the bed. And I'm like, yes, but don't touch me. I already told you. I told you once and you didn't believe me. So don't touch me. You can sit over there. We have a king size bed. You can be on the bed without touching me. And I don't have to touch you. I'm going to be right on this little edge of the bed. You be on your edge. So he lays down and then he's like, can I see your wrist? So I showed him I did this. He busts out crying. He's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't want to hurt you. And I'm like, well, you did. Like more ways than just physical. Like, dude, like what? So then he goes and gets me an ice pack in the kitchen or whatever. And I was like, okay, look, I don't really want to ice it that long. Like I iced it for a little bit. And I was like, look, I want to go to sleep. I'm trying to sleep and he just keeps talking and keeps telling me, well, thank you for these past 2 months. He's like bawling his eyes out. And I'm just like, of course, my heart, I was feeling bad in the moment. But I was like, no, like he knows what he did. And like, I gave him a chance. Like 4th of July was like his chance to redeem himself after. And like, not even 6 days later, he did it again. So then, whatever. So then we go to sleep finally. And it was like, I didn't go to sleep till like 4 a.m. again. So then we finally go to sleep and I woke up randomly around like 6 and then 7. I forgot what time we actually got to bed. And he got out of bed first. And he said, okay, well, like, you know, I know you're leaving. Your brother's coming for you. Like, is there anything I can do for you? Like the last day that I'm going to have you here as my wife. And I said, I'm so unserious. I said, you can give me an energy drink because I'm an absolute fiend for them. And then he said, well, just come with me. Let's go together to the gas station. And I said, no, I'm not going anywhere with you. I was like, just bring me one. Like, you know, the flavor that I like, or the flavors, because I like all of them really. And he was like, no, I'm not going to go. Like, I'm not going to get you one if you don't go. Like, you're not my wife anymore, remember? That quick, he switched up. That quick. And I was just like, dude, okay, whatever. Like, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go walk my dog first. Like, and then I'll come back. Like, then we'll figure out what I'm going to do about my energy drink because I need something. So then I go walk Melo. And then the neighbor from downstairs, the one who told me that she didn't want to get into it, and then she felt bad. I keep forgetting her name, so I'm just, I don't know what other fake name to do, dude. Like, let's say Alyssa. So Alyssa was down there, and she like walks over to me, and she like asks again if I'm okay. Like, she was like, I'm so sorry about last night. Like, I didn't like want to get into it and stuff. She was like, but then, you know, I felt for you because I went through something similar. So then she just starts talking to me and stuff. She's like, yeah, she was like, I literally looked him up yesterday because you said the name. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that name sounds familiar. He tried to add her on Snapchat. I don't know how long ago, but it was like, it was down the list. It wasn't like way down, but it was like down her list of like requests on Snap. And I'm like, dude, like how embarrassing. And she told me, she's like, I can't tell you exactly when it was. Like, I don't know if it was like 2 months ago. I don't know if it was like 6 months ago. I couldn't tell you when. And I'm like, regardless, that's freaking embarrassing. Like, what the heck, dude? That's like the low of the low. Like, that's like bottom of the barrel. So whatever. So we're out there chatting it up and stuff. And like, I actually was on the phone with Lucy as well. So like, we were all three chatting it up basically. Like Lucy on the phone and then Alyssa and I. And then I see this man look through the freaking window. Like, he's like wondering what I'm doing because I'm taking so long. And I'm just like, dude, like this guy is creepy. Creepy at this point, right? Because I'm like scared. And then out of nowhere, like I see him walk out to his Jeep truck and he takes off. He leaves and I'm just like, okay, that's weird. And then while I'm still out there, he comes right back. I'm like, what? So basically, like, he wanted to know what I was doing because he's so controlling, but he didn't want to like come ask us because I was right there next to the girl. So instead, he like drove down the road and came right back. Dude, like psycho. And then so like I go inside, and then he comes in there. Or no, he went inside before I did. Finally, whenever I go back in, I was like, you didn't go to the gas station? Because I assumed that he was at least going to go to the gas station for energy drinks. He was like, no, you're not my wife, remember? And I was just like, dude, like, whatever. I was like, I don't care to be your wife. I was like, well, I don't have a car. He was like, just take the Jeep. And I was like, okay. So I grabbed the keys and I'm about to head out. And then he's like, get me a Red Bull. And I'm like, you just said that you're not buying me one because I'm not your wife anymore, but you want me to buy you one? But I'm just like, no soy gacha. Like, even after everything he did, like, I'm not going to sit there and be mean to him, you know? So I was just like, okay, what flavor? And he was like, oh, it doesn't matter, coconut. And I'm like, okay. So I went and I got him one. Because, like, dude, I don't care. Like, you're mad because you got caught. I'm mad because I got cheated on. But at the end of the day, like, it is what it is, right? Like, a dog's going to be a dog, right? So I come back with the energy drinks. And then from there, I brought them back to him. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go to Walmart. I'm going to go get some boxes and start packing my stuff. And he's like, oh, you want me to go with you? No, I want you to stay right here by yourself. Because that's how you're going to live the rest of your life in this apartment or wherever you're at. Like, I want you to stay right here. I'm going by myself. So I go to Walmart, whatever. And I'm like over here struggling with my wrist, carrying these freaking flat boxes throughout Walmart. I come back home and I walk in. And I went to the apartment complex first just to tell them, like, you know, I was leaving because I was friends with the ladies that work there. Love them. Bless their hearts. I told them everything. I was like, can you just email me the lease so that I can sign myself off? Because, like, I don't want to be involved in this at all anymore. So, you know. So I guess he saw that I was taking too long again. And it pissed him off. So I go back home and he tells me that he called my dad to tell him everything. And I'm like, what do you mean everything? And he's like, I just called to tell him everything. And I'm like, okay, whatevs, right? So that part of the story will come later because he lied to my dad about everything that he said to him. But that part comes later. So then at this point, I start, I bring the boxes and I asked him for help to work the little tape machine because I didn't know how to do that. I will admit, men do be working for that and opening jars and other little stuff and putting air in tires. But anyway, so I got in my little mood. I played some Sabrina Carpenter, Man-Child, of course. I jammed my music, and he hates Sabrina Carpenter's music, which it will get away. She doesn't like you anyway. So I started like packing everything up and stuff. And tell me why. I have a video. I should post it too. But I'm telling you, I don't like to be so mean. Like, I'm telling you guys what I went through as like, if you see these red flags, like, just stay away. Okay. Because this is a sign of a man that's controlling you. Like, he controlled me. This man, I kid you not, did not let me keep anything that he ever bought me. Like, the only thing that I brought with me that he bought me was my Asics, my shoes. And that was because he possibly forgot. But like my Lululemon leggings, he bought me 2 pairs of those. And then he bought me 2 of the jackets, like the Define, is that what they're called? I don't even know, girl. I don't pay for them. They're expensive. But Lulu, I love you. Send me some. And he kept everything. He put everything in his like book bag. Like he has like a book bag that he uses whenever he travels, like going to the airport and stuff like that. He threw everything that he's ever bought me, like clothes-wise, in that backpack. And I'm like, are you you know, sugar in the tank? Like, are you gonna wear stuff? And I was like, and I begged him, I was like, please just let me keep my stuff. Like, I literally have nothing, dude. I don't have a job. Like, you know how much I love my Lululemon. And no, he was like, no, I'm sorry. Like, you don't want to work things out? You're not keeping this stuff. I bought this. And I was like, okay, well, those shorts that you're wearing, I bought those. That Ariat shirt that you're about to put in your backpack, I bought that. What about these 2 shirts that we got at the mall whenever my brother and my sister were down? I bought those for you. He said, not the same. I took care of you all these months. Dude, when he said that, I was like, oh my gosh, no freaking way. Also, I forgot to mention in the other videos, can you guys tag Raul Alejandro? I'm gonna start my next video with that, because can you guys tag him? Like, I love him. Like, his videos that I saw on TikTok of him on concerts talking about, girl, leave that man. Fuck that man. You deserve better. Like, yes, puppy. Like, I'm gonna listen to you. Like, my homegirls, you say it? Oh yeah, I'm leaving him. Ain't no way. I'm gonna stay after Raul told me to leave. He snapped. Anyway, I'm gonna start my next video with that. So tag him. Like, I at least if he just likes the video, repost it, comments. Like, I doubt he's going to, but if he does.
So I don't even know why she's surprised, because he literally did the same thing to his mother. So it's so crazy how history will repeat itself. You can see the red flags, and most likely they will repeat it.
No, for real. And I don't know who that content creator is she talking about, but I know he's heated hearing her say that. Like, oh, Ravu say do it, I'm gonna do it. Oh, Lord have mercy. She went straight fangirl on this for a second there.
Okay, if I'm missing like parts, I will always remember later and make more videos. I don't care. I got you guys, okay? But it's starting to get dark, and I only feel safe in the car to talk about this, just because my parents are gonna be like, why is she yapping about this? So basically, I was packing my stuff, and he was taking my stuff for me. All of the gifts from the wedding, like, obviously, which it's his people from Indiana, people from church and everything like that, family members, friends, they all got us gifts, like, and it was like shower curtains, like mixers, like to bake and stuff like that, like the handheld mixers, which is what Chris and Sarah got us, like irons, like to iron clothes and stuff like that. It was all stuff like that, but like, there was like this really nice chi one, because we already had one, but there was this really nice chi one. It was like black with gold. I literally put it in my box because I was like, because we already had one. So I put it in my box, and he was like, no. And I was like, so I just grabbed it, put it on the washer, like where it was at. And I just kept doing stuff. And he was like, fine, you can have it. And he put it in there. And I was just like, that's the least you can do. I'm like, bro. But it's really nice. I'll show you guys later if you guys want to, like, know. It's really nice. And then, sorry, like, my boob is itchy. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not, like, showing anything, but I'm just itching it. So then, there was just, like, a lot of stuff, like, that he had got me. I'm pretty sure he hid my blowout brush, like, to blow out your hair. Like, it's, like, the one with, like, the Revlon one. You know what I'm talking about. You girlies know. He kept that for me. He thought that the blow dryer, for some reason, he bought, which I actually bought at Walmart in 2022 from the clearance section for $12. But $12 lasting me this long, you can have it, bro. Like, if you want to, like, curl, like, your little bald spot, like the little curls, that's fine. Like, blow dry it, that's fine. You can have it. I'll let you have it. So yeah, he was just keeping everything from me. My PS5, he bought me a PS5 and like a headset and everything. He literally hid that. I don't even know where he hid it, but like while I was like packing stuff, he was like packing stuff, but like, which was like hiding stuff. And I'm like, dude, like, you're so ridiculous. So then I ended up FaceTiming Lucy. Poor Lucy. She was on vacation, but she was still answering. She's a real one. I ended up FaceTiming Lucy because like I had already like gave him a whole concert. Like I was singing Si conocen la música, like de Intocable, Pesado and stuff like that. I was singing a chillar a otra parte. I can't even talk. A chillar a otra parte. It's because there was 2 cars that were riding each other's butt, like really close, and I was like scared. A chillar a otra parte, and then ojalá que te mueras. And then I started singing En tu perra vida. Sorry, mom and dad, if you hear this. But I was singing all of those to him, like top of my lungs. Like every time he would talk, I would just scream the song louder because it's what you deserve. Like this is the last time you're gonna hear my angelic voice. So you're welcome. And then I ended up calling Lucy, and I was in the like the walk-in closet. I had her set up, and I was just like putting stuff in boxes, like folding my clothes, putting it in the box. And then we were like just talking about everything. And like he just kept like trying to talk to me. And I'm just like, dude, shut up. Like I'm talking to Lucy. Like, shut up. And everything like he ever bought me, like dresses and stuff like that, he was also putting that in his backpack. And I'm like, like, bro, what? What? And like, mind you, I left my 2 pillows there. Like if I was petty like him, I would have grabbed my 2 pillows. So he would have only had 2 pillows plus like little small ones that come like with the bed set, like Marshalls and TJ Maxx and stuff. But I didn't, because I'm like, dude, keep your like if you're really that stingy about like Lululemon leggings and stuff like keep the pillows, keep everything. Like I don't care. Like keep the freaking bananas that are on the counter. I don't care. Keep everything. So then as far as like everything else, a lot of the stuff that were in that apartment in general were from my old apartment. So like I forgot to pack up all my dishes, like my plates, my bowls, my pasta bowls. I brought my silverware, but like all of my cups, like my mugs, I forgot all of it there because I was just like, bro, I want to get out. I want to get out. I want to get out. So I left a lot of the stuff there. Tell me why. The day of my wedding, I posted that I got a princess house, like cazuela, like a nice like pan to cook with a lid and everything. The lid had like little flower decals. It was like the cutest thing ever. He didn't let me take it. I literally asked him, like very sad. I was like, can I take this? And he said, and I'm like, bro, you're joking me. My princess house. Okay, that's what I get. I knew that was going to happen. Sorry, besties. We're back. We're back in action. So yeah, he kept all that type of stuff and I was just like, okay, whatever. And then, as far as like my cell phone, he got it for me on the Verizon plan, like for Christmas. Like this phone is my Christmas gift as we speak. The phone that I'm using right now, it's my Christmas gift. And he's the one who chose to get it for me because my old phone, I had the 12 Pro Max and like it would lower the volume by itself. And it was like, at first it would do it whenever my phone was like close to dying. And then it would just randomly do it. And like, it would be like 98% and it would lower the volume. Like I would like turn it up, like physically it was turned up all the way, but it was just like, you couldn't hear anything. And like, he got me a new phone. He literally told me that we had to give him the phone back or that my dad had to pay for it or whatever was going on because I couldn't have like a single dollar to my name because he would make me use it because he was controlling me. So ladies, if your man does this, he's controlling you. Don't stay with him. So anyway, so whenever he told me like, he was like, oh, well, let me look up how much the phone is. I was like, so then he was like, okay, well, it's like $1,200 brand new. And I was like, okay, well, you're paying it monthly. So you haven't even paid. Like he was trying to get $1,200 out of my dad. Like the parte like, aparte de que ya me hizo lo que me hizo, like he still wanted my dad to give him $1,200. Like, en qué cabeza? So then I was like, wait, because you haven't even paid off the phone, first. Second, my dad gave you $300 as a wedding gift for us he never told me. He was keeping it from me. He was keeping these petty $300 from me just to not split it with me. And like, I remember like my mom told me like, oh yeah, Felipe, like de parte de tu papá le dio a Diego $300. And I was just like, I remember on the phone with my mom, I was just like, oh yeah, like he must have forgot. Like he must have forgot. And in my head, I was just like, dude, like he's literally keeping this from me. Like imagine what else he keeps from me. Like it's literally my own family giving us money, but he kept it all. So then I told him during that, I was like, okay, well, what about the $300 that my dad gave you? Discount it from the phone. And then he was like, no, it's not the same. He was like, whenever your siblings were here in Indiana, like for the wedding, I spent that money. I was like, you paid for gas to fill up, like, or diesel to fill up, or no, actually, he has a gasser. Let me remind myself, he has a gasser. He does not have a diesel truck. you paid for your gas in your truck once while they were here, which they didn't waste all that gas, first of all. And two, you paid for our food maybe once as well, because there was another time that my sister paid. And then, I don't remember if my brother paid or not. I know I didn't though, unfortunately. But I was like, dude, you're really trying to discount $300? Like you're like acting like we can't discount it from the phone. Like you literally want the full $1,200. Like that's insane. So then later on, whenever my brother got there, he was like, oh, okay. Like, well, like, how are we going to like send him the money? Like, and I was like, no, I was like, go on your phone and look up how many months you've paid and what you've paid, and we'll pay you that. And he was pissed. I have a video that I recorded him, like saying that he could not try to like take the phone from me or like call Verizon to turn my phone off or anything like that, because he literally was agreeing for us to pay him $462. Yes, I remembered, for the phone, because he was paying for it since December till this day. And he did not like that. He did not like that. So basically, at this point, we're just packing and packing and packing. He was helping me put like dishes and stuff like that into box. He was packing it so poorly, but he was helping me pack. I'm at like 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Let me pause this video. I forgot to start this video with Raul Alejandro. Next time's a charm.
This is the last and final clip, okay? So this clip right here that you're about to watch, she's about to pretty much give us an update on the divorce process and how her husband ended up finding out because of TikTok.
Hi, besties. I was super busy today, so I didn't record, but I wanted to let you guys know that this is probably like the biggest tea of all. My husband, he was still trying to work it out with me, and I was texting him kind of like nonchalant, like obviously like I was mad, like I would say stuff here and there, like, dude, like you cheated, like what? And he was like trying to like work to gain my trust back and stuff like that, but like mentally, like I knew I wasn't gonna stay with him. And so when I started posting the TikToks, like he had no clue. He thought that we were still gonna work this out. He was asking me for like a list of things that we need to work on in our marriage, but like he needs to work on as a person as well. And I was just like, hey dude, like I'm busy. I'll text the list to you later. And then I'm pretty sure, since my videos went viral, pretty sure one of his friends, family members, whatever it is, saw and was like, dude, I think she's gonna divorce you. So I don't know, like I've never had his family or anything like that on social media. So after that happened, it was like almost midnight at this point last night after I got off of live, because I was on live with you guys for a little bit, and thank you guys for showing up. If you guys want me to go live again, just comment and let me know, and I'll put whatever time you guys prefer. If you guys want, it's Friday night. I know people have plans. I don't though. But yeah, we were sharing our locations with each other still, because like I said, like he's like crazy, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep it on because I don't care. I don't have anything to hide. Like I'm literally not doing anything. I'm like literally at the gym and I'm here, so I don't care. I have nothing to hide. He kept his on as well. I think once he found out that I was posting all the tea on TikTok, he blocked me. And like at first, like it didn't say he stopped sharing his location with me on an iMessage, but if I went to like find my little Sims app, his email came up, but it said no location found or something like that. And I was like, he found out, because I hate, this sounds so dumb because of everything that he did to me. And like, I hate hurting someone. Like I hate telling them like, hey, this isn't going to work, or like breaking up with people. And like, obviously, like you guys knew like how I was feeling for a little bit, right? In that relationship, like he was definitely controlling me in any type of way. Actually, I forgot to touch some points. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Indiana or Florida, where you guys are at, Texas, I'm not sure. But there in Bluffton is where we lived. It's like a small town. It reminds me of Brooksville because I'm from Brooksville. But anytime we were going to go somewhere, we went to Fort Wayne, which was like a bigger city. And it kind of reminds me, not all the way, of course, but it kind of reminds me of Tampa, because I live in Brooksville here in Florida. And whenever I go somewhere like with my friends or like good restaurants, it's in Tampa. Like go to the mall, I go to Brandon, like, which is basically, to me, it's like basically Tampa. So I was so excited whenever I first moved there. I was like, I don't have a job. Like, obviously, like I had like a little bit of my like savings and stuff or whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like I get to go to TJ Maxx and pick out decor for our apartment, like our first place together, like as newlyweds. I was so excited. And he was like, you're not allowed to go to Fort Wayne by yourself. And I was like, what? Did I hear you right? He was like, no, you can't go. It's too dangerous. And I was like, I carry my pew pew. Like, I'll be fine. And he said no. He said, if I want to go anywhere, I have to take his mother. And like, okay, valid, because I don't know what area. But like I said, like, I literally, like, I'm a makeup artist. Like, people literally send me their address and I pull up to their house. And I don't know, like, I just use GPS for everything. Like, I'm pretty sure I can get around little Indiana versus Florida, which I think it's way more hectic out here, like Tampa and everything. But I respected it. I never once went to TJ Maxx without him. But anytime him and I would go together, it was like, I would look at, because I like little funky clothes with like tomatoes and leaves. And, you know, I'm just like a little goofy girl, right? Silly goose. He would be like, no, that's ugly. Don't look at it. And like, I couldn't even like touch the shirt because he was like, no, keep walking. And I'm like, okay. But anyway, yeah, so he got the hint, or not the hint, but he found out the hard way. He found out, and like now there's like no communication at all because he's been blocked on TikTok since literally the night that everything happened, like that Thursday. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, like everything, right? The only thing I had communication with him on was text message, like the iMessage. And truthfully, like, obviously, like, it hurts because it's like, dang, like I know, like, I was bashing. I wasn't really even bashing him because I, like, at the end of the day, I don't want anyone bullying him. Like, if you guys find out who he is, his family, please don't bully him. Like, that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I saw the signs and I stayed. And I feel like the biggest thing that I've done in general in past relationships and everything, I wait for them, which sounds delusional and it kind of sounds dumb, but I wait for them to cheat so I can leave. Because if not, they play victim, they guilt me, and I have a good heart, so I'll feel bad. Like, even with all of this, I felt bad. I was like, dang, like, now he has to go back to church by himself. Like, we just got married by the church. Like, everyone was so happy for us. They loved me. I was like, now he has to go to church by himself. Like, and it makes me feel bad. But then I'm like, dude, like, he wasn't thinking about church when he wanted those pictures and videos. But I don't know if you guys understand or if I'm just like dumb. But I'm very much an empath, like super empathetic whenever it comes to things like that. And I guess like, I mean, I've always been cheated on. So it's nothing new, but I guess I was just like waiting because like I would see the signs, the way he would do stuff. And like, of course, there was like good and bad. Like, I'm not going to say he was all horrible because we had some good times and it was really good. But it was just the fact that like I knew that he wasn't respecting me. He didn't value me. Like I would be like asking for his 2 cents. Like, I'd be like, hey, like, what are you thinking for dinner? Like, algo se te antoja? Like, do you want, like, quesadillas? Do you want, like, anything? Like, do you want, he's like, in front of his coworkers, he was extra rude to me. He was like, oh, you're the wife now. You have to figure that stuff out. I'm not going to keep doing this. Like, you need to go grocery shopping. You need to figure this stuff out. You need to make the dinner. And I was like, perdóname la vida. Like, de una, like, I'll leave you alone. And, I guess it was just a lot like that. There was also, this is like a big part of the tea. There was also this text message that his mom sent me the night that all of this was going down. Like, we barely got any sleep all night because he just kept crying and saying that he felt bad for hurting my wrist and such like that. And around like 5:30 a.m., like he like randomly stood up and then like he was like crying still. Like his nose was stuffy. I could hear him. He stood up and like he just walked out the front door. He grabbed his keys and everything. And like, you know, I just, for my sake, I was like, let me text his mom and just tell her to check up on him. Because like, no matter what, like I don't wish any bad on him. You know, I don't want him to hurt himself or anything like that. That's like the last thing that I want. So I texted her and I was like, hey, like, your son just went outside. I'm not sure where he's going, but can you just call him to make sure that he's okay? And this woman told me, if something happens to my son, may God forgive you. Andrea. And then she said my name at the end. And I was like, and this was before she knew that he confessed to everything that he did, that everything that he said I was accusing him of. So I responded very calmly, even though I was like raging on the inside. I just said, this isn't my fault. What were the fake names? Chris and Sarah came over and he finally confessed to everything. I just simply cannot be with him anymore. And then she said something about like, okay, está bien, like, that's fine. But I was like, how is any of this my fault? Like, I think that just gave me like everything I needed to know about them as a person. And then a lot of you guys said that I should expose him and everything like that. And like I said, like, I don't want any bullying. The girl that was selling the nudes and videos, like, I'm not going to expose her either, because she literally was woman enough to tell me. She admitted to me on the phone, you know, and like, she doesn't owe me anything. He owed me everything. My marriage was with him, not with her. So I'm not mad at her. I don't hate her. And, I want to post the screenshots, but like, I'm going to take everything off, like, to where you can't see anything, because I don't want you guys bullying them. Like, I know it's enraging, it's frustrating, but everything happens for a reason. And maybe I'll find maybe not right now, but once I'm divorced, obviously, find the man that's right for me, that respects me, that loves me, that asks me about myself, that cares about my interests, and is not just like, you know, because that's what it all comes down to.
All right, messy family. Now listen, if you've made it through this entire video, thank you so much. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. We're not gonna waste any more of y'all time with our takes, because we've been giving a lot of takes throughout the whole video. So this is the time you guys can let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if you like videos like this, please give us a thumbs up and a comment in the comment section letting us know what you like most about this video or what you learned from this video. But until the next video, messy family, peace.